This Thursday night football props edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code SGPN to score up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're also brought to you by Rebet, a new sports book available in 45 states. Download Rebet in your app store and use promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $100. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
This is Randy Cross. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Can you believe it, Sean? Week 15.
Week 15.
We're down to the backstretch.
Only 4 weeks of games left. We got playoff implications. Playoff best ball. We got to get back to doing a playoff best ball, one of those drafts. Those are always fun.
Stay tuned. Yes.
Stay tuned. Right around the corner, a little early kickoff. But yeah, we're talking Thursday night props. 49ers, Rams. Certainly playoff implications surrounding that game. And the NFC West has been one of the most interesting divisions. I kept fading the Seahawks, although I did obviously take them against the Jets, because you got to take the Jets. Anytime you can fade the Jets, you got to take them. But I don't know, Ryan, where are we at with the NFC West in general? It still feels really wide open.
We were told the fading the Seahawks well is dry.
Yes.
We should stop going to it. I have a 14-1 Cardinals ticket in my pocket that looks dead on arrival.
Oh, Kyler hitting the wall.
And all of this with the Niners not dominating the division. So yeah.
Niners, yes, not dominating the division. Bunch of injuries, but they rallied against the Bears.
I've heard a lot of people say the window's closed.
Oh wow!
So
right.
we'll have to get some expert analysis on that.
Well, anytime we talk San Francisco 49ers, we got to bring on our next guest, friend of the program. You know her from CBS Sports, Karty Mox. Karty, as always, thanks for calling in. Hopefully that got you hyped to talk 49ers Rams.
Oh, I am. Well, you know what did get me hyped is that little dog that you, is that like a Target dog that you have back there?
Oh, this is Spuds Mackenzie, the original Karty dog, but he does look similar to the
Target dog.
Yes, similar.
Is he a
breed.
bull terrier?
I think so. Yeah. Do you remember the commercials in the 80s? Spuds Mackenzie. It was like a Bud Light commercial. Spuds was drinking beer and he was partying with chicks. It was.
I was born in '84. Might have been a little young to remember.
Wow. Now she's as someone who was born in '83. Now I feel super old. Come on, Spuds Mackenzie.
I'll have to look it up. But by the way, I like him. I'm excited, and as you can tell from my voice, I'm down. I'm not down bad, quite like someone on this stream that we're not going to name.
Oh, that's cool. We can name them. It's me.
But I am, the Super Bowl hangover. It's like, it's going to happen. It looms over. You try to remain positive. You thought, okay, maybe not every single time. But not only have the Niners been plagued by injuries, but they've been plagued by like real life tragedies as well.
Yeah.
Like this has been just a complete nightmare of a season. But hey, we beat the Bears. So
I was gonna say before we get to those tragedies, here's Spuds. Real quick.
Oh my God, Spud! I do remember this. I do. Oh my God.
He didn't talk. It was just all the chicks wanted to be with him.
Yeah.
All the guys wanted to hang out with him because he was a dog who drank Bud Light.
Times were different back then. Times
He's
were so
the most
much easier.
interesting dog in the world.
Yeah, no, it really was that commercial, but just with the dog.
Oh, good to see the chat saying hi to Katie.
Hey guys, how are you? Oh no, are they being rude? Let me look.
No.
Okay.
Just friend of the program, Mike Oxmall, who might not be his actual legal name. I learned the hard way talking to Mike, but he's excited to see you. I know everyone's excited to have you on. And
it wouldn't work the same if Katie said Mike Oxmall. You know?
No. The joke doesn't quite work that way. I would say after the Eagles lost the Super Bowl, I was in a state of denial saying like, no, it's no big deal. They lost the Super Bowl. They'll be back. They'll be back. And clearly they hit the wall. They started out great. And then that hangover hit. It was a delayed hangover, but it hit. And it seems
we also have a Vegas hangover, which I know you boys spent a lot of time in Vegas.
The worst kind.
They're a little
probably didn't have the humidifier, if I had to guess.
And very similar. You were in a game with the Chiefs. You were up there. You ended up losing by 3 to Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, this is cute, guys.
Well, we're we're talking about commiserating. And I would say this as far as like the injuries you guys have had to deal with, the fact that really it has been a lot of injuries. The fact that you guys have a shot at the division still now, I think is something to hang your hat on.
Someone in the chat, I believe it was Trevor's like, you ready to go 0-2 versus the Cardinals? Shut up, Trevor. All right. Maybe. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Trevor. It's just, I don't know. I don't like, I'm at the spot now. The Bills game broke me. We went, first of all, you lose a couple games in the beginning of the season where you're up by double digits and then, you end up blowing the lead. You think, okay, well, the Niners always figure it out in the second half of the season. That's when things get better after the bye, this and that. And then there was the Packers game that was embarrassing. And then you go into that Bills game. And I didn't feel good about it. And we have a group text, the three of us actually. And you had a big parlay riding on the Niners money line. And I told you, I was like, oof, RIP to your parlay. I actually turned the game off in the third quarter. I couldn't take it. Anymore.
Well, and especially with the snow, once they got down, there's no way you're coming back in that weather in Buffalo. Christian McCaffrey, like and he started out the game good. I thought there was a chance early, and then once he went out, it's like, all right, we're totally fucked with this parlay. I
don't think we.
And then you got Josh Allen with the hat trick.
Although I did have Josh Allen going in fantasy in my cousin's fantasy league, so being able to knock him out with a Josh Allen and I don't care about the fantasy league, but my cousin cares about it. So being able to knock him out was did feel
really
good.
Pisses people off when you beat them at something they care about and you don't. Have we asked? I don't think we've talked even privately asked Katie about the Christian McCaffrey goodbye letter. It seemed like maybe a goodbye letter to the city of San Francisco, maybe football.
Oh, relax. Relax.
Any comments?
It was a disappointment of the fact that this man does everything right. And then this happens to him this year. And it was a depressing letter and sad, but it was goodbye to the season, not the 49ers. Okay. Nobody's going over to the Giants. I don't know what you have, what kind of tricks you have up your sleeve here.
Clarifying, just clarifying statement.
Ryan's already like into the free agency period. He's really trying to move on to next season. What about?
Give me Jameis Winston. I still want Jameis Winston on the team.
We have to. I guess. What about Debo? Debo, of course. Chirping.
Hate to see it. Receivers,
they've been known to be a bit diva-ish. I'm dealing with one in Philly as well.
You guys have a lot in common.
No, I mean, again, great receiver. If a number one receiver isn't complaining about getting more touches, more catches, then you should be a little worried. But Juwan Jennings, the passing game's kind of running through him, and then obviously Kittle coming off that monster game. Where's Debo left in this game and rest of the season?
Well, what I think is so funny is that he's always been a bit of a diva. I remember a couple of years ago before, he was getting his contract signed and he was wiping Instagram and just like doing the most. So it's like, it's not surprising that this comes from him. One thing I will say about Debo is when he does talk that trash, he backs it up, which we saw against the Eagles last year, right? He talked all that.
Yes.
And then he came through. So I'm all over Debo props in this one. I like him over on his yards, which I believe are at 47.5. I like his odds for an anytime touchdown at plus 140 as well, considering he hasn't found the end zone in I think 6 weeks, right? Yeah, the last 6 weeks he has not scored. Coming off a terrible game, just 2 catches, 22 yards. But I did think it was funny that the Twitter or X community note. Did you guys see that? Where
yes,
yeah, where he said they're like he has the most drops of the team. Like it is absolutely his fault. But Shanahan came out and said he wasn't offended by what Debo said. That they talk every single day that they're going to get him the ball. You got Kittle coming out saying he thinks it's going to be a monster game for Debo. And what we've seen from Debo is when he does talk the talk, he usually ends up backing it up. So I like him over his yards, 47.5. I like him for a touchdown. The Rams secondary has been suspect. They just gave up a ton to Josh Allen. And look, Purdy was pretty successful against the Rams in the first game as well. And Juwan Jennings, had 3 touchdowns, I believe, in that game. Yeah. So I'm actually not playing any Juwan Jennings props, which is weird on this one, but I am firing on Debo. And I think you've got to still ride the hot hand with Kittle. He's kind of like our only hope. So I'm 4.5 receptions. It's actually minus 105. The under is juiced to minus 120 or minus 125, but had 6 catches in the last game, 151 yards. He's had over this number in 6 of his last 8. And he just has to be the guy right now.
Yeah.
And if I'm putting my hopes and dreams in anybody, it's gotta be George Kittle.
Yeah, no, it makes sense there, especially with Kittle. Matchup against the Rams not bad. And you brought up an interesting point because Juwan Jennings went off that first game, and a lot of people, myself included, last time we saw a Thursday night game between division opponents, Packers, Lions, the thought was, Jaden Reed should have a good game. He had a massive game the first game, where really it's more likely to kind of be the opposite because teams. They're playing them for the second time. They know their opponent very, very well. So if anything, they're more likely to go, "Hey, Juwan Jennings." The conversation probably in the locker room, in the coaching, Juwan Jennings isn't going to beat us this time, guys. And it feels like that's probably what they're going to try and do. And maybe, hey, if Kittle gets his, that's fine. We'll even maybe let you run the ball a little bit. What do you think of? And I got some angles for some DGen only stuff later on in the program. But what is your take on the running back situation? Obviously, Mason, Christian McCaffrey, now done. Isaac Guerrero came up, but now Isaac Guerrero on a short week dealing with the foot sprain. Do you think Isaac Guerrero, if you had a guess right now, according to Tuesday night, do you think Guerrero plays, Katie?
I do think he plays. The people in the organization think that his foot sprain is not necessarily that big of a deal. Like I know it is a short week, but I think that he plays. I mean, this is a do or die game for the 49ers. They lose this game and it's pretty much all but over. I think they could kind of catch him maybe on a short week coming off a high, of beating the Bills. Maybe they get a little trip up here. But I think Guerrero plays. I don't know about Nick Bosa and Trent Williams. Those are really scary for me. Yeah. But the running back situation, Sean, in San Francisco is just ridiculous, right? Because you got Christian McCaffrey, the best maybe ever to do it. He goes out, and then it's like Jordan Mason is just an absolute stud and running through people, and he's great. And then he's out, and then we got Guerrero, and Guerrero was a wide receiver, I think, in high school, right? And then he got recruited and he switched over. He's got the speed; he could do it all. I think he's going to be fine. I think he plays. My biggest concerns are Bosa and Trent Williams. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, wow, without Nick Bosa, they sacked Caleb Williams, 6 times or 7 times last week. But Caleb Williams is one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league either way. So are we really using that as a measurement of like how good this defense is? Maybe Greenlaw will be coming back. I don't know if that's this week. Not that would necessarily help that, but I don't know, guys. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful, but Lord,
this is like tired meets drunk at the end of the night, where you're just like, they got this. They're
gonna figure it out. They're gonna figure it out.
It's all the vein in George Kittle's head. They're just gonna follow that to the promised land. No, I mean it is worth. I mean, they also have like mostly a massive mental edge. Revenge spot from last year, revenge spot from earlier this year.
Yeah.
I mean, them losing at home last year to the Rams was the first time that happened. I want to say since
But you could
2017 or
cancel that
2018.
out because it was last game of the season. The starters weren't starting. It didn't really matter. This one where the Rams overcame a double-digit deficit and came back and beat us in Levi's South. I mean, that was.
Yeah, and the Rams are coming off an absolute exhausting performance.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, I mean,
I will say.
with you.
Or was it confidence building to take down the Bills?
No,
and
that
get
was a perfect game.
going?
I told you. I was like,
Yeah.
McVay just threw a perfect game against the Bills.
He
Well,
wasted
McVay
his best
is
stuff.
traditionally very good on a short week too. He's 8-1 in his career on a short week. But you heard Matt Stafford after the game being like, "All right, let's go beat the Niners now." You know, it could be a letdown spot. If the Niners had Trent and Bosa and Grindo was going to be 100%, I'd be like, "All right, maybe something changed around here. Maybe we can do this." But I just don't know with the injuries, like how much more can they actually overcome? With that said, Niners money line, I mean, I mean,
Katie,
what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
What are we even doing here? What can we get a final score prediction before we let you go here?
Let's see. What's the total? 48 and a half, 47 and a half.
Yeah.
Last game was 51.
Right.
It was 24-27, I believe. I think it's going to be close. I'll go 20. I'll flip it. I'll go 27-24. The Niners win.
Oh, okay. So even revenge.
And we're getting the over. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So 27-24. So the Niners win, the over hits, and Katie catches some props, and you keep your playoff hopes alive. Katie, always appreciate you calling into the show.
Thanks,
Give her
y'all.
a follow on X at Katie Mox, Katie Mox on Instagram, and of course Tops, the other pregame show on CBS, must watch there Sunday morning. Katie, always appreciate you hopping on, and best of luck with the game. Let it ride.
That's all we could do. That's all we could do is let it ride.
Letting it ride.
Keep that window open.
Yeah, keep that window open. Keep the hope alive.
Thanks, Katie.
Thanks, Katie. Hey, of course, if you haven't signed up already, what are you doing? What are you waiting for? Go to mybookie.ag, use a promo code SGPN, get a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. When you use that promo code SGPN, terms and conditions apply. MyBookie available everywhere, Ryan. If you are listening to this podcast, you can sign up with mybookie.ag. Toss us a bone by using our promo code SGPN. Helps keep the lights on here over at the Old Sports Gambling Podcast Network, and very easy to use, especially with the crypto. Easy deposit, easy withdrawal. The prop builder.
Landlord was banging on the doors trying to turn the lights off. So
yes,
we need some help with that around the holiday season.
Yeah, we got stockings and stuff. MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN, and also Rebet. New approach to the sports gambling experience. Give it a whirl. You're gonna enjoy it. Download Rebet in your app store there and use the promo code SGPN. You get a 100% deposit match up to $100. Give it a try. Again, at least play the deposit match, and I think once you start doing it, you're gonna enjoy it. So Rebet in the app store, promo code SGPN.
In all seriousness, our landlord does have a very interesting take on electricians. So I would say hopefully our lights stay on.
But we were dealing with the electrical issues in the studio. The landlord suggested changing the light bulb. Ryan was adamant that couldn't be the case, and it seems to have been.
But also the stuff that was just randomly restarting has also stopped just randomly restarting. So perhaps there's a coincidence occurring that allows you to. I mean, you're just a stand for the bad guy.
I'm team landlord.
Yeah, I mean, you like the government too.
Good times chopping it up with Katie.
She does sound a little. I'm a little worried. That's the least confidence since we've known her. The Niners have been a very good football team. This is the lowest I've heard her. Maybe we send her some sort of get well soon basket. Get over this. Whatever.
Joe in the chat saying, "Landlord, buy him out." Well, yeah, sign up over at MyBookie and maybe we can. Joe, that's the dream. Riley saying he's from Canada, probably not available. Give it a whirl. I mean,
what do you mean probably not available? No, he said everywhere.
Yeah, you heard me.
Is Canada part of everywhere. I know Trump just called the leader of Canada governor, but yeah, no, I think it's still part of everywhere.
Steven checking in the chat saying no ring. Hey, Katie.
I'd stand down, Steven. Listen, there's certain boundaries you don't want to cross.
Mike Oxwall checking in was really fun.
Yeah, you were trying to get Katie to say Mike Oxwall, huh?
No, I knew it'd be fun. I didn't know if she was familiar with the joke.
Maybe,
but yeah. Good times.
We know she's definitely checking in from time to time, so maybe she's heard the legend of Mike Oxwall.
Enjoy Katie's handicap, but I'm going to start with a prop fading her angle on Debo.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you're okay. No, tell me why.
I think because I think they want to use him in the rushing game. I think he gets involved, but I don't. 49.5. I'm seeing. Now gave the over 47.5. I'm taking the under 49.5. Rhythm likes it. Of course, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Get in there. I think they're going to use him more in the running game. He doesn't seem as explosive as he has in previous years.
Do you want to have a conversation about it first? Because he has historically done very well against the Rams.
Do you want me to punt this one?
I'm prepared to take. I was actually going to jump in and continue the conversation with Katie, but we moved on to something else. But yeah, the fact that his receptions number is 3.5, I think, if you want to play, maybe he doesn't have an explosive play. I still think he gets fed. And I still think, like, you look at historically last game they played, let's see. Well, I guess this was what earlier this was the playoff game.
No, he didn't play in the,
he didn't play. Yeah. So he had 2 catches in the playoff game for 21 yards. But before that, in his previous 6 games, 9 for 63, 7 for 115, 6 for 95, 5 for 97, 13 for 133, 6 for 66. My only concern would be that Shanahan, these coaches have certain deployment methods. And it certainly looks like historically Debo gets deployed against the Rams, and with what's happened recently, maybe you expect him to get a little sauce. But like I said, I think the receptions is a better play than the yards.
Under 3.5
over. No, I'm taking the over 3.5 receptions. As I just highlighted, he's basically gone over that in 6 out of 7 matchups against the Rams.
I'm staying with the under 49.5. Too high.
This is excellent.
40.
Sound off in the chat. Who's going to win?
Maybe he gets 49. We both win.
Do we do a core? Well, what do you mean? What do we do a correlation?
If he has 49, if he has 49 receiving yards, Katie would cash her over at 47.5, and I would cash my under.
Should we do a counter correlation over receptions, under yards?
That could be possible. I think the outlier was the Rams secondary last week.
Got it. But do you don't have any sort of, you don't have a feeling like that Debo could be used in creative ways in this game?
Yeah, I think they're going to hand the ball off to him. Some jet sweep stuff, and still he could have 4 catches for 45. Like I don't. I mean, he's had 4 games in a row where 22 yards has been his highest.
Yeah, no, I know. He's been very down. It just seems like this is the game
okay, sure.
We've seen this before.
I'm fading it. One guy I am riding though. Give me Brock Purdy. Now I was going to do over rushing yards, but his rushing yards, they seem to have adjusted to the angle.
Yeah, they have.
But
they figured it out.
I still like his longest rush is only 9.5. So I think he gets you at least 1 10-yard scamper. He's gone 8-4 to this over at like having at least 1 double-digit run. And I think that's the better way to play it instead of playing over 20.5, because if he hits 20.5, it probably involves at least 1 double-digit scramble. You can see it like a 3rd and 15, the Rams dropping back in coverage. I think the Rams are going to be fine with a couple things. They're going to be fine with the 49ers running the ball, which
you think
normally
they want him to run the ball, and
they're going to be fine with Purdy running the ball. They're going to do everything they can to slow down Jawan Jennings, who killed them the first time around. Maybe slow down Debo and then Kittle. Like that's what they're going to have their eyes on.
All right. I'll do this one next. So it's been a little while since I've given out an interception prop. I just think the Rams are coming off a perfect game. And honestly, Stafford's been playing some clean football lately. I like that to change in this game. His interception price after opening the season with or at least starting the season with, I believe, 7 out of 8 games in interception. He's gone clean in 4. The price has dipped all the way down to -110 for him to throw an interception. Matt Stafford, because they're playing catch up, I think in this one, I do still think Shanahan has the wizardry, and I'm not as worried about the injuries because in these types of rivalry games, you often see it. The guys matter a little bit less because there's so much familiarity. So Matt Stafford interception -110.
Yeah, no, he's really had
he's been clean, and like his price would typically be more like -140.
Yeah, and they know him. They know how to play him. So taking him to throw an interception. I'm surprised Katie wasn't on that. That's normally one of her auto angles.
Yeah,
she loves a good Stafford interception.
It almost seems like there's something personal there, huh?
You would know, Ryan. You versus Jordan Love, similar.
What do you mean?
Similar personal angle.
Oh, objective handicapping, and who knows? I could be on the Jordan Love team this week. I'm not a full fade of Jordan Love. I just think he's incredibly overrated. Throws off his back foot all the time, and is a printing press betting on his interception every week. Yeah, the audience appreciates a good printing press.
Who wouldn't want a good old fashioned printing press?
Yeah. Shout out to Gutenberg. I think that's who it was.
What? Gutenberg invented the printing press?
Am I wrong?
I don't know. That just sounds.
You said it like you're more well read than me. I feel like I probably and maybe know more about history than me.
James Gutenberg. You're right. Inventor Johannes Gutenberg. All right.
I know a thing.
Good pull, right?
I know a thing or two. Had a lot of.
It just sounded like such a random name.
Gutenberg.
Gutenberg. You know, I think of the actor Steve Gutenberg.
It's Germans in their engineering.
This one to me is an autoplay. He's back. You want to talk about history of dominance?
Okay.
Last 4 games against the San Francisco 49ers. This gentleman has averaged 110 and a quarter receiving yards.
Oh, get that quarter in there.
Cooper Kupp.
Okay. Even though Puka looks so good.
Yeah. Over 62.5 because his number's so low. Like
that's very low.
I mean, you look at what JSN did. This to me, it's a similar formula, right? A kind of slugfest division game. Seattle, San Francisco. Seattle also has another big receiver in DK Metcalf, but JSN had a massive game against the 49ers. And you look at San Francisco, part of the reason they've struggled is the secondary. Like their DVOA against receivers is bad. Like they're really bad against number 1 and number 3 receivers. I don't know how DVOA splits it up. They looked okay against 2, but I guess technically maybe Kupp is a 2, but Cooper Kupp, I think, for whatever was going on the past couple of games before last game, he seems to have figured it out. He's pretty reliable, and I think in a situation like this, you go to what works. You go to your guys. So Cooper Kupp over 62.5 receiving yards.
Receiving yards better than receptions.
What do you got the receptions number at?
I can pull it up. I tend to agree with you. I was actually looking at the Cooper Kupp's at 5.5 receptions, juiced pretty like -145.
I'm just laughing because Ian in the chat saying he invented the printing press to make a fucking Bible.
Nice.
What a nerd.
I mean, are we sure? Or were some bet slips in order? Maybe some betting.
Oh
sheets?
yeah, I mean that's the thing.
I mean, if you're gonna lie about it, be like, no, it's for the Lord. No, I'm just making some text for the Lord.
The Gutenberg, his first thing he printed was parlay cards to hand out. Wow. Maybe some try to work a little local action. Hand out some parlay cards.
That was Giuseppe Gutenberg, different Gutenberg. Now I was actually looking at the Cooper Kupp to have a 30-yard reception, which is 3-1.
Okay.
So you're basically playing like an alt longest reception, but because to your point, I think that I feel like I have visuals of Cooper Kupp running some bullshit like 15-yard in route that he takes. That would be a fun way to juice that up, maybe almost like a ladder.
How many he has 2 games so far with a 30+ yard reception. If you lower it to like 27, he gets you to 4. I don't know. Like to me, the Kupp stuff is It's like a volume, little yard after catch stuff.
Okay.
I think he gets you.
So maybe you do kind of like that catches then 5.5, even 6.5 with better pricing.
Yeah. No, I don't. I want yards, but I think you could play 5.5, 6.5 catches too. So, Kramer, what do you got? What's your third prop? Then we'll talk first touchdown, ladder bets, Degen only. The Degen only is courtesy of a listener.
Wow. Okay.
So he sent me an angle, and I was 100% in on it. So I'm excited.
Yeah. So in the last game, I think Karty reminded us it was 27-24 Rams, 2 field goals, 3 extra points.
Oh, you got a kicking prop?
Oh yeah. So we're gonna hit Karty here. We said, I'm gonna keep saying it. McVay just threw a perfect game. They've had issues being efficient in the red zone. I think coming off a perfect game in a clear letdown spot against a division opponent, I love there to be maybe 1 or 2 drives that stumble, turn into field goals. The points prop is at 6.5, -110 to the over. So that's what we're taking. Josh Karty, 6.5 points over.
Ooh, okay.
Doesn't it feel like they're just coming off like an optimal performance, and it's like immediate regression is due to set in? To me, this is I don't lock up Thursday nights, but to me, this is a very clear spot, very clear for many different reasons. History of opponent, situational spot, just about everything but the injury reports.
Yeah, I mean, if Bosa was playing, Trent Williams was playing, it's a little cleaner as far as the layout. But this Rams team, they kind of surprise you at times. They're just annoying. Like they're tough to.
We just have to remember they have not looked like they looked last week the entire season. That's what we've been waiting for them to look like. And so, yeah, I'm more likely that I feel more confident they'll take a step back. Anyway, that's the third prop.
Okay. So I officially prop wise, Cooper Kupp over 62.5 receiving yards, Debo Samuel under 49.5 receiving yards, Brock Purdy longest rush over 9.5 yards.
All right, Debo over 3.5 receptions. We're doing mini battle there. Stafford interception and Karty over 6.5 kicking points.
What do you want to do next? First touchdowns?
Feels like first touchdown's always good. What do you got what do you got on the card this week, Sean?
San Francisco, it's interesting, but I'm taking Brock Purdy 17-1, and then I got 2 for the Rams, Tutu Atwell 28-1. He continues to have some big plays, some big catches.
Yeah, and Robinson is banged up.
Yeah,
shoulder.
I saw he didn't do much. Whittington, they keep this like maybe he's been active, but he's not. He's just playing special teams. And then this guy, he's not the next Puka Nacua. Well, you never know.
Not yet.
He looked good when he was in there, and then he got hurt, and really with Puka and Kupp back, it was tough to get his playing time back. And Tutu Atwell gives him a nice little change of pace there. This one's the long shot, 80-1. Hunter Long, a tight end for the Rams, coming off a 1-target game. That's all I need.
He just scored a touchdown.
What?
Well, he was the one that brought the blocked punt in.
Oh, you're right.
So
would that have counted? Yeah, I guess it would have.
Absolutely, it count. Those are the situations where they have to pay out twice, if I'm not mistaken. Or because both again, if it's a place like FanDuel, they only pay defensive. Special teams doesn't count. But yeah, that would be both the special teams and a Hunter Long touchdown.
And how do you reward a guy that's making plays on special teams better than giving him a touchdown? So yeah, Brock Purdy, Tutu Atwell, Hunter Long, first touchdown. What are you doing, Kramer?
All right. So starting with the Niners, I am playing Debo. I do think they're going to get Debo involved. He's 10-1. This is as bad as chalky as I'll go. So I paired it with an old regular, Kyle Juszczyk, 50-1. The more that I think about it, I am out on Juszczyk. I do think he has his love has moved off the field, maybe to supporting his wife, creating fashion. But I also think this is the kind of game that they dust him off and maybe work him in here. So 50-1's a nice price. Sean, did you notice Blake Corum getting involved a little bit last week?
I did.
He's 37-1 on the first.
That's a good price
on the first touchdown market. It felt like the kind of you just had to play it, and I like your angle with Hunter Long, and I 100% want to play a tight end here, but Colby Parkinson's 50-1.
What?
So,
all right, I'll throw on Parkinson.
FanDuel, Colby Parkinson 50-1. So, Blake Corum 37-1, Colby Parkinson 50-1, Kyle Juszczyk 50-1, and Debo Samuel 10-1.
So no Brock Purdy.
I don't have Brock Purdy this week.
So I will add Colby Parkinson. I didn't even check his price because I assumed they haven't been. He got his one touchdown. He had so many red zone targets. As a guy who played him 2 touchdowns, and they threw like 4 touchdowns to him standing in the end zone and couldn't get in earlier games. Sean, it's been a ride.
Sean, do you know who else could potentially get some work for the Niners in the running back room this week? You're gonna like this. I'm surprised you didn't note his name when you were scanning through first.
No. Well, I'm saving him for the Degens only. Okay. If you want to spoil it.
No. I didn't know that. Of course, we skipped our pre-production meeting today.
Do you got anything for the ladder, Ryan?
Go first. You seem excited.
No.
Okay.
I'm excited for the Degens only. Although you could play the Degens only as a ladder. That's
wow. This is an interesting. I'm curious. Well,
because it's a 2 touchdown play. That you could do. Obviously, you could do the step ladder touchdown stuff.
So I would say I have not found these numbers, but my plan is like you were talking about. I do think Debo gets a lot of touches. That's why I like the receptions. I also would like to get on a rushing yard or carries ladder. We'll see what the pricing is. I assume you haven't seen Debo's rushing stuff because you would have maybe played it as a prop.
Me? Yeah. No, I don't have any. I don't have any leads on the Debo rushing stuff.
So that will be the ladder for me when those numbers surface.
I think I obviously like Kupp, but to me a fun ladder on the other side is the 49ers. Ricky Pearsall.
Oh, it's so low.
Yeah, I mean that's the reason why I wouldn't play the.
I think the base of his ladder, I think is 13.5.
Yeah, I'll just give you the top 3 rungs that I'm seeing here on DK. 25 is plus 165. 40 is 4-1. I mean, him to get wow. If Pearsall caught a 40-yard pass against this Rams team, are you shocked? No. And then 50 is 7-1. He hasn't done much lately, but
it fits the model.
He's a guy that they could take advantage of if they're looking for some. I mean, he has a 40s. The game he kind of a breakout game he had against Tampa, where he had a 46-yard catch there. So he's had, when he was involved, he had 73, 38, 21. He's kind of fallen off since then. We'll see if he gets back in the mix. I know he's banged up a little bit, but did get a catch last week. 1 catch for 5 yards. I know Rhythm likes his over, which is set at like 12.5, 13.5. So if you want to just play that, that's an option. But of course,
just the way though you're like laying out a retirement plan.
Yeah, you want to diversify your funds. Hey, speaking of that, head over to Underdog Fantasy. Use the promo code SGPN. Get you a nice 50% deposit match up to $1,000. Love me some Underdog. I gotta be honest, they're so good. So much fun. I know at the in-season tournament, you open it up, they're giving you boosts. In-game NFL, they give you boosts. You just almost got to hang out in the lobby because someone is looking to give you a boost. It reminds you of that Gone in 60 Seconds, Ryan. They're ready to boost at a moment's notice, but you got to be signed up. You got to be in over at Underdog Fantasy, and you got to use that promo code SGPN. Take advantage. Get all the boosts. I'm sure they're going to be running some boosts for the holidays.
Oh yeah. Boost me.
12 days of Boostmas. They have not greenlit that promotion, but I would not be surprised because they're always looking to hook you up. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. Ryan, my Degens only.
Let's hear it.
Well, this is courtesy, and shout out to Mark Robinson, who cued me into this angle. I was starting to do my research. I opened up Twitter, and Mark had hit me up and said, make sure you smash Israel Abanikanda, 2 touchdowns, 40-1. Get it now before the price drops. I love this angle. Now, certainly if Guerendo plays and there's a world where
Patrick Taylor,
Guerendo,
and Abanikanda and Debo will make up the running back room.
Yeah, and maybe there's a chance if they feel really good about Garendo, Abanikanda's a healthy scratch, or if Garendo's playing well enough, and then Abanikanda doesn't see the field, then you would get refunded. But I think, and I'll add it. I don't know how you want to play it, but his anytime, you can find his anytime is 5-1. You can find his 2 touchdown is 40-1, and Ryan, and
I'm listening.
I will pull up the exact. Let's see. Oh shit, I had it. All right, so we're gonna play Israel 2 touchdowns and Rams money line. The SGP machine loves this reverse correlation. Plus 19675. 25 to win $4,900. Ryan,
the screen is lighting up right now as we're talking about these first touch. Prices are changing.
Really? On what exactly?
Kyle Juszczyk just moved to 45-1.
Oh, okay.
From 50-1.
All right. Well, people must.
That has to be us, right?
Yeah, watching live YouTube.
How many other people are talking about Kyle Juszczyk who also have a signed Kyle Juszczyk mini helmet from a Super Bowl they lost? Right. Not many people.
I reached out to a friend and suggested they get Will Shipley 2 touchdowns, 300-1, and that friend, when they wrote me back, a mere 40 minutes later, said it's down to 75-1.
Wow.
Now, certainly the Eagles game script never got to the point where Shipley was really involved, but we are moving markets here, Ryan. Moving days.
You're confident of that?
I don't know who else was moving the Will Shipley line.
We did move the Will Levis market.
We're great on moving lines and creating CLV for bets that never had a chance. Maybe that's something we add to our profile.
Yeah. So what's the is this the all right, let me
so that's you're almost getting to 200-1 there on the Izzy 2 touchdowns and Rams money line coming back the other. And he's a guy I liked. I thought he was a fun draft pick. He's a fun guy to root for. So
all right, you know what? I'm gonna
and someone
call it an audible.
And someone in the write up said he was a rookie, and I'm like, am I having something happen in my brain? Like, no, this is his second year. Rookie. Yeah, no, I the write up I was reading was talking about this, the rookie, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
I would imagine people are gonna butcher his name as well. He was drafted in the 5th round by the Jets last year, Sean. And of course, he played for our boy Narduzzi up at Pitt.
Yeah,
not a candidate for Italian American of the Week.
Narduzzi, no.
This Luigi cat, he's kind of turning the corner on being a heel. All right, I'm calling it audible, Sean, because we're gonna have some fun. Shoot for the moon, 443-1.
What?
Kyle Juszczyk first touchdown. Israel Abanikanda last touchdown.
Wait, so slow down.
Kyle Juszczyk first touchdown.
Oh wow! Now
Israel
you were the one saying
touchdown.
Juszczyk. You didn't like.
I told you. I said earlier. I am still out on him, but this is the exact kind of game that I could see him getting deployed.
Okay.
So that's 443-1 for Kyle Juszczyk first touchdown. Abanikanda last touchdown. If you do want, like, let's say you're not, you're a little bit more risk averse. You could just play the anytime parlayed. The anytime parlayed together with those two is 54-1. So choose your fighter. I'm taking the big one. When's the last time? So I twice in my life I've had a same game parlay with a first touchdown where I've hit the first touchdown and activated the parlay. Both times I lost the rest of the parlay.
Well, I was gonna say I
lost on the easier.
Did when we did the it was Super Wild Card Weekend, I think, or whatever. Or no, maybe it was the divisional. No, it was the conference championship round because I hit Kelsey first touchdown. And I parlayed it with Khalif Raymond second touchdown for the Lions. And I was debating him or Jamison Williams, and then of course Jamison Williams came in. So that was the closest I got to hitting a first touchdown and tying something onto it. But shout out to the circuit that lets you parlay first touchdowns. They don't have the same game engine yet. Stay tuned, maybe. The parlay in the first touchdowns was awesome.
Oh, 100%. That's happening for. I mean, college football playoff. Super wild card weekend. All of that stuff's happening.
All right, Ryan. What are we doing for the underdog entry?
I mean, all right. So I feel pretty strongly that that this game's going to feature some points.
Okay.
And I feel pretty strongly that McVay is gonna they're gonna hang some curveballs. I like the kicking prop.
Okay.
I really like the kicking prop. It's the biggest bet I have on the game right now.
Really?
Anytime the first bet you make is on a kicker,
you're feeling good.
It feels like a conviction play.
So wait, and which
Karty, yeah,
Karty.
Josh Karty sounds like one of those singers with a big butt.
I think wait, how do you spell Karty?
Karty.
Okay.
Are we short?
We are not seeing.
Oh, come on.
Oh wait, no, sorry. It was under Joshua.
Gabagool.
Joshua. So Joshua Karty. So we're playing the kicking.
Oh, did
points,
I call
right?
him Josh? It's because we're close personal friends.
Joshy Karty, higher 6.5 kicking points.
Yes. By the way, did you see Danucci broke his own signing with the New Orleans Saints? You never know.
Why couldn't J Mark do it? He should have leaked it to J Mark.
Well, I don't know if J Mark's as close with Danucci. He's more of a Brian Scott guy. Shout out to Occidental. Okay,
so we got the Josh Karty, and then I will go. I'm going to pair it with the Brock Purdy longest rush, higher 9.4x.
All right. What's the number?
9.5 longest rush for Brock Purdy.
Okay.
So Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN. Josh Karty higher 6.5 kicking points. Brock Purdy higher 9.5 longest rush.
Do we want to do a second one where we put something with Abanikanda touchdown?
No, it's Abanikanda's not up yet, but stay tuned. Maybe well, of course we give
What's up, Underdog?
We give out an Underdog entry, Ryan, for the NFL Pick Show. So maybe the Izzy line will be posted by then. But his anytime touchdown is
such
available
a fun
some
name
places.
to say.
Yeah.
Abanikanda.
Abanikanda.
Just practice it with your wife tonight at dinner. Abanikanda.
Hello, honey. Do you want to meet Abanikanda?
I know. She doesn't need to meet Abanikanda. I'd imagine it has an enormous member.
Corbin pointing out Colby Parkinson's 2 touchdowns, 110-1. Damn it.
So Colby Parkinson's anytime is plus 650.
That's crazy.
He was also in the mix potentially. So if you go Abanikanda, use check Parkinson is 315-1. We got to stop. There's too many fun combinations.
And I'm sticking with Israel.
And a certain place that we sometimes put in short-term investments, I think added a round robin to the prop builder area. So danger.
Look out.
Last thing I need is a checkbox to make my 5 anytime touchdowns into.
Do you want to turn
30
into
bets?
30 combinations? Sure, because
how convenient.
I'm a degenerate.
How convenient. You know what I did, Sean? I don't know why we have this here, but I was checking it out before the show. We actually have visuals.
You know I'm a degenerate.
The smile on his face.
Yeah, the joy the gleam in his eye, right?
The funny part about that is he's talking about him going for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
Something he's not exactly a degenerate in doing.
But he's still, you saw the light in his eye, Ryan.
Love it.
All right. Big thanks to Katie Mox. Give her a follow on X at Katie Mox. Check out the Tops pregame show, mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. Get that sweet deposit bonus and rebet. Check them out. Promo code SGPN, Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN, and Rhythm. Get your rhythm going. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Get you that 7-day free trial.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Sounds like we might both be on the Niners.
Kramer, let it ride.